That's okay. My name is Shelly Higgins, and I live at 7201 Ambassador Place, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37918. And I'd like to thank the ladies and gentlemen and Dr. McIntyre for allowing me to speak this evening. Since 1977, I've been affiliated with Knox County Schools in one way or another. First as a student, a taxpayer, an educator, and now as a parent. By the very definition of the term stakeholder, I feel I meet that term. Throughout the varied and diverse evaluations of Dr. McIntyre's performance, one area of needed improvement has been consistently mentioned throughout, and that is the need for Dr. McIntyre to improve his communication abilities. Communication with parents, students, teachers, and staff, communication with taxpayers, and communication with this very board. We can discuss whether or not Dr. McIntyre has been successful at his efforts to improve communication with stakeholders, and it is doubtful that we would reach a consensus on this. One thing, though, that I think that we can agree upon is that no matter how much effort Dr. McIntyre may have put forth to improve his communication abilities, this is just one of those occasions in life where best efforts are simply not good enough, particularly when it comes to the education of our students, the future leaders, and the caretakers of Knox County. Effective communication is the bedrock upon which a strong foundation for a school system rests. It's what builds brick by brick a thriving partnership among students, parents, employees, and the community. It engenders trust and respect, faith, and cooperation. Effective communicators inspire leadership and foster a sense of community, shared destiny, and higher purpose. In fact, Rollo May have said it best when he stated, "Communication leads to community, that is, understanding, intimacy, and mutual valuing." These are, unfortunately, elements of Knox County Schools that are suffering precisely because of Dr. McIntyre's failure to be an effective communicator. Since my first affiliation with KCS as a student, I've watched directors come and go. I've seen new teaching trends replaced by the next best thing, but I've never seen such a tremendous exodus of experienced educators until this last 8 years. And again, I think that it all comes back to a lack of quality communication by our director and thus a failed sense of leadership. High turnover, specifically the loss of the most experienced educators, professionals who've spent their entire adult lives honing the art and science of teaching, is robbing our students, our schools, of the professional skill and expertise they so richly deserve, the authentic education they are entitled to. And all of the test prep in the world cannot make up for the professional experience and quality education that's being lost at such an exponential rate. Some will disagree with this assessment, but overall, the perception of the community, of the teachers, is that Knox County Schools is often not a very nice place to work, particularly if you're an experienced educator, and unfortunately in this situation, perception is often reality. Dr. McIntyre, I appreciate that he has made efforts to attempt to improve his communication, but just like the well-intentioned teacher who simply is not able to be effective in the classroom, his best is simply not good enough, particularly in light of the concerns expressed by those in our community. It isn't anything personal. And I would like to leave you with a quote by James C. Humes, and this is one that I think lends itself to the very issue that we're discussing this evening. The art of communication is the language of leadership. And unfortunately, this is something that we are still lacking in Knox County Schools. And I would respectfully ask the board to not vote to extend Dr. McIntyre's contract yet. Postpone it. You have nothing to lose except reason and time. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Ms. Higgins.